Lesson 7, change the way you think. I looked in the mirror for decades and said to myself, you're fat. You look awful. This is as good as it's ever going to get. I told myself I was fat and I stayed fat. Surprise, surprise. I'd lose a few pounds every now and then, but never could get over the hump and lose a lot of weight. The funny thing is that for most of my life, I have been viewed by others as successful in other areas of my life. Looking back, I now realize that there's a simple formula for success that I've been using to become successful in every other area in my life. But for some reason, I didn't follow that formula when I tried to lose weight or become successful in network marketing. When I was in high school, the sports announcer for the local radio station asked me if I could help him when I was injured and I couldn't run track. And the next thing you know, I was working on the radio. Well, that's interesting. How'd that happen? That brief but memorable stint on the radio in high school gave me confidence, and it gave me a new direction for my life. I then got my first job on television when I was only 21. You see, I believed in myself. There are very few people who ever work on television without going to college and majoring in journalism or broadcasting or something like that, especially the people you see on television. Now, I'm going to share with you how I got a job on TV with absolutely no experience at all. And I'm not bragging. In fact, it's kind of hard for even me to believe that this happened. Hopefully, you will benefit from the information I'm about to share with you. You see, I'd been working on the radio for a few years when a job on television opened up in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Well, I wanted that job. I was from Iowa. So I convinced the news director to let me audition for this job on their news set, even though I had no TV experience. I kind of talked my way into it because I had belief. Well, that's not the way people get jobs on television, but I didn't care. I wanted the job, and I was going to do whatever it took to get it. If you want to be successful in network marketing, if you want success, you need to do whatever it takes to become successful. That is, whatever it takes that's legal, ethical, and moral. I drove all night to get to the TV station in Cedar Rapids, Iowa for that interview. I sat in the lobby for hours. I was anxious, but patiently waiting for my turn on the set. After 5 or 6 hours sitting there, the news director informed me that I would not get a chance to audition for the job, even though he promised me I would. And I'd driven all night long to get there. Are you kidding me? Now, most people wouldn't have even considered applying for a job on television with no experience. Most people would have given up when their headlights unexpectedly went out, as mine did, like at 3 o'clock in the morning. And most people wouldn't have slept in their truck. I didn't have money for a hotel. Thankfully, I've never been like most people. And I don't think that you are like most people either, because you want a better life, and you can have that better life through your network marketing business, but you must expect to have success. It's not just enough to want success. That's why I tried and failed and tried and failed and tried and failed. I just didn't know it at the time. You always miss 100% of the shots you don't take. That job in Cedar Rapids could have been mine. I knew I had the ability to do the job. I knew it, but there was nothing I could do about it. So I got in my old beat-up truck, and I drove 4 hours across the state of Iowa to visit my parents in Denison, Iowa, where I graduated from high school. Surely my mom and dad would offer me some much-needed sympathy. 2 days later, on a Sunday night, I was watching the news on Channel 4 in Sioux City, Iowa with my dad. And the sports guy that night wasn't good at all. I'm not trying to be hateful, but he was the worst TV sportscaster I'd ever seen. And that night, I thought about what happened in Cedar Rapids, and I thought to myself that I could do a better job than that guy in Sioux City did. And I knew what I had to do. It was time to take a shot. Right now, you're taking a shot with network marketing, but you got to keep taking shots no matter what happens. And when you take a shot, you have to expect good things to happen. When I first started talking to people about my network marketing business, when I first started, I would hem and I would haw and I would look down. I wouldn't look people in the eye, and I was embarrassed about what I was doing, and I gave off this, well, I had no confidence, and people knew it. I did not expect to get those people to even take a look at my business because I just didn't feel good about what I was doing. We're going to talk about belief coming up in a few lessons, and I want you to watch every single one of those, but you need to expect to become successful. Interestingly enough, I did that when I wanted a job on television. I didn't do that when I started in network marketing. Chances are you've done exactly what I did. You kind of reluctantly approached people and you weren't looking them in the eye with confidence and enthusiasm. And that's what you have to have. So back to my story about television. Monday morning, I boldly called the news director at the TV station and told him that I'd seen his Weekend Sports Guy. This guy didn't know me at all. Some people confuse confidence with arrogance, and some people are afraid of what others might say if they were to say something as bold as what I was about to say. I wasn't arrogant. I was just confident. And all that mattered to me was getting a shot at the job I knew I could do. Who cares what other people say? Who cares what other people think? Who cares what other people do? You need to adapt that attitude to your network marketing business. You want a better life through network marketing. You perhaps want more time with your family. Perhaps you want more money. It doesn't matter. You know what you want. Now, this is really important. You need to know what you want if you don't already. That's what really matters. What do you want? What other people say, what other people think, what other people do does not matter. I wanted a job on television. That's what I wanted. So I asked for the job as the weekend sportscaster. I told Mike Beecher, the news director, that even with no TV experience at all, I was better than the guy I'd seen on TV the previous night. That's bold. I told him that if he'd give me the chance to audition for the job opening that didn't exist, there was a guy in the job. I told him he would hire me to be the next weekend sports guy before the day was over. I swear this is true. When he asked me how long it'd take for me to get there, I told him I'd be on my way in minutes. And I never will forget what Mike Beecher said to me when he met me for the first time. I don't know you, but I like your attitude. Now let's see if you're as good as you think you are. When people in network marketing hear what you have to say, do they say, let's see if this is as awesome as you think it is? They should. Your enthusiasm should project enough confidence to them. Just the fact that you're excited about what you're doing should give them reason to go, wow, I need to hear what Scott's up to. I need to hear what you're up to. An hour later, just as I had predicted, I was the newest member of the Channel 4 news department. Now, what would have happened if my dad, when I was talking to him earlier, had told me I couldn't get that job? My dad said, yeah, you should try it. How would I have felt? And would I have even made the call to Mike Beecher if my dad said something like, well, son, you don't have any experience. Don't make a fool of yourself. You never get that job. You'll never get that job. You need to go at network marketing with confidence and belief. And when people tell you you can't do it, no offense, you need to ignore those people. Find somebody who believes in you. Find somebody who will say, you can do this. In many cases, that's going to be the person that brought you into your network marketing business or somebody on your upline team. Find that person. The power of positive expectation is crucial. It's the missing piece of the puzzle for so many people. When you're negative, good things aren't going to happen for you. This is funny because I actually did approach the people this way. I know you probably don't want to do this thing, but I think I can make some money. I laugh now because I actually said that to people. It's important to understand that it's not just being the negative person that hurts you. You must expect good things to happen to you. And when you act differently, people will respond differently. If you want more out of life, take a leap in the dark. Do something you've never done. So what if you don't succeed right away? Start something you've never started. And if you failed in the past, just like me, it's time to leap again. It really is pretty simple. I wanted a job on TV. I had no experience. I was ready to take a leap. I was told I could audition in Cedar Rapids. That didn't happen. I was dejected but determined. I wasn't about to give up. I called the first chance I got and asked for the job in Sioux City, and I expected to get that job. I got the job. I did the job well. So you may say, well, Scott, what does that have to do with me becoming successful in my network marketing business? You want success in network marketing. You probably have little or no experience, but hopefully you're ready to take a leap. You may have tried and failed before. You may be dejected. It's understandable, but you're determined and you aren't about to give up. But here's the question. Do you absolutely expect network marketing to change your life? Now be honest with yourself right now. Do you expect it? Not do you want it. Do you expect network marketing to change your life forever? Writer Henry Miller said, all growth is a leap in the dark, a spontaneous, unpremeditated act without benefit of experience. You don't need experience. Make no mistake, I know you want a network marketing business to change your life, but do you absolutely expect network marketing to change your life? This business you're in right now, do you expect that it will change your life? You need to. Back in the days when I tried and failed in one company after another, I promise you I hoped it would change my life, but I never expected it to change my life. This is going to sound really simplistic, but there's no doubt that it's true. I failed because I never truly expected to succeed. Where are you right now? So simple, yet so powerful and so true. What do you expect from your network marketing business right now? Now, if somebody looks at what you're doing in your network marketing business right now, in other words, not what you're thinking, what you're doing, what will they think? If you're not doing anything, you know what they're thinking? They're thinking, you're not going to succeed. In your own household, and I don't care whether it's your parents or your kids or your spouse, if you say you want success, but then you do not do what it takes to become successful, what you are saying to every person in that household, every person that you know, is that you do not expect to become successful. Wade Boggs, professional baseball player, said, a positive attitude causes a chain reaction of positive thoughts, events, and outcomes. It is a catalyst and it sparks extraordinary results. The power of positive expectation is real, but so too is the power of negative expectation. There is actually a scientific study about the power of positive and negative expectation on okay, that was dumb. Here we go. There is actually a scientific study about the power of positive and negative expectation on wind farm sounds. You know, those things with the giant propellers out in the middle of nowhere? There's actually a scientific study on the sound generated by wind farms. Now, I've seen several of them, and I've been up close to a few, but I never had any thoughts whatsoever, good or bad, about the sound that these giant wind farms make. The study makes my point about the power of positive and negative expectation far better than I could have made it myself. If you believe the sounds from those giant wind farms is good for you, it is. And if you somehow believe that the sound is bad for you, this is a scientific study, it's been proven that it is. Now that's taken directly from the study. Ready for these words? The study demonstrates that expectations can influence symptoms and mood reports in both positive and negative directions. What you believe and what you expect makes a huge difference in your life. All over the world, there are people who are stressed out like never before. Many are struggling to pay the bills, and in many cases working 2 or 3 jobs, just as I did, and it's still not enough. Perhaps you've done the same thing. They expect that their life is as good as it's ever going to get. That's just the way it is for me, and there's nothing I can do about it, is a prevailing thought for many people. Now, if you approach them with your network marketing business, what do you think those people are going to say? Their life is as good as it's going to get. You can't say anything to people that are closed-minded, that don't think there is any way their life could get better. It doesn't matter how successful you are. It doesn't matter how much money you're making in your network marketing business. It doesn't matter how good your product is. It doesn't matter how awesome your company is. Nothing matters. These people expect the worst, and they usually get it. Who wants to live life like that? I mean, come on. You obviously don't, and that's why you're in network marketing. I never gave up. I never gave up the thought, the belief that somehow, some way, someday, I would be successful in a network marketing business. And even though I made every mistake you could possibly make in this industry, that someday came from me. And I know that you can be prosperous in a network marketing business. There's no doubt in my mind. I want to encourage you to change the way you think right now. Change your thinking. I want to encourage you to experience the power of positive expectation in your life. It takes work, and that scares some people, but that makes no sense to me at all. People give up their lives working for somebody else so they can barely survive. I've done it, been there, done that. It wasn't fun. And they do it without even thinking about it because that's just the way it is. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not the way it is. Not for you, not anymore, because you deserve better. Start expecting great things and speak words of positive expectation many times every day. Now, how's this for a great example? I figured that if I said it enough, I could convince the world that I really was the greatest. Those are the words of Muhammad Ali, professional boxer. Muhammad Ali was definitely the greatest boxer of my generation. He was called boastful by a lot of people, but he believed in himself. He expected to win, and he did it. He became the greatest by planting seeds of positive expectation in his own mind many times every day. Now, here's some homework for you. Do a YouTube search for exactly what I'm about to say to you. Great speeches, Muhammad Ali, I am the greatest. Now make sure you listen to that video. You'll find it on YouTube. And then think about this. Muhammad Ali was 21 years old when he said proudly, I am the greatest. He was a kid. Listening to Ali give that speech gives me chills. It still does. Because he did exactly what he said he was going to do. Listen to it for yourself and imagine what your life will be like when you speak with as much conviction as he had. He was a 21-year-old kid, and he proclaimed to the world that he was the greatest. And if you listen to the exact YouTube video I'm talking about, he recorded that audio before he won the heavyweight title. But he predicts that he will win the heavyweight boxing championship of the world. And the very next year, in 1964, he did it. His words, the next champ of the world, there isn't a doubt, is one of the greatest examples of the power of positive expectation you will ever hear. Was it courageous to proclaim himself the greatest boxer in the world at the tender age of 21? Was it courageous to say emphatically that he would become the next champion of the world? No doubt about it. It was courageous, yes. Extremely effective and life-changing? I think so. Muhammad Ali accomplished more than any other boxer in his era. Is it risky for you right now to believe in yourself if you have tried, just like I had, tried and failed in network marketing over and over again? Perhaps it is, but what if it isn't? You might fail, but you might achieve something greater than you have ever achieved in your life. And that's really what I want you to get, what I want you to understand. I tried and failed all those times, but when I became successful, the first thing I did was promise my kids when I said I'm going to do network marketing again. They were 6 and 10 at the time. Now, they heard me say I was going to do things for them before in network marketing, and I never did. I told my kids I was going to take them on a month-long vacation. Now, you got to understand, we never took our kids on any vacation anywhere. So a month-long vacation, well, that's just ridiculous. They laughed at me. Yeah, they did. And I couldn't blame them, but I used that as motivation. And when I hit $100,000, 20 months after I started, I took them on a month-long vacation, and it was awesome. I will never forget the day I said, hey, guess what? We're going on a month-long vacation. And by the way, I took my kids to Disneyland, and it was awesome. I want you to take a risk and speak boldly about yourself. How do you think your life will change when you start speaking, truly believing in the power of positive expectation? Now, I'm not suggesting you tell the world like Ali did, although you could. What I'm saying is that you need to tell the single most important person in the world that you intend to become massively successful. You need to tell you as if it's already happening right now. You need to tell yourself what you intend to become. I told myself I was going to make $100,000 a year, and I did it. I never told myself, in all the other times I was in network marketing, never told myself, you're worth it, you are worthy of success, you will change your life, and more importantly, you will change the lives of your family. When I did, I became successful. He who is not courageous enough to take risks will accomplish nothing in life. Those are the words of Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali spoke boldly. He spoke with conviction. I am the greatest. Of this there is no doubt. He truly believed. Program your mind for success in network marketing. I know you're serious. I know you can do this. I know it with all of my heart. Here's one of the other cool things about belief. Doesn't matter if you totally believe it right now, as long as you find somebody else who does believe in you and shares that belief with you on a regular basis. You see, most of us never stop to think about it, but you're programming your mind, whether you realize it or not, all day, every day. Everything you think, everything you hear, everything you see, everything you say goes into your subconscious mind. It's important to understand that the truth doesn't matter to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind can't make decisions for you. It cannot decide what's good for you or what's bad for you. Your subconscious mind cannot decide if you should or shouldn't do something. It can only respond to the input you and others have given it. And that's why it's vitally important that we associate with people who lift us up and that we not associate with people who tear us down. That's why finding somebody on your upline team or several somebodies who will speak life into your life, who have a simple system and will say, Scott, you can do this. That's why it's so vitally important. You're now a business owner, and people who own businesses think differently than people who work jobs. When you own a business, you know that it's going to take some time to become successful. When you have a job, you go to work, you expect to get paid. I want to talk to you as a business owner right now. It may take some time. Chances are it will take some time for you to make a significant amount of money in your new network marketing business. So what? It's worth it. You're worth it. You need to change the way you think. You're now a business owner. You're not just an employee. When you have a job, you go to work, 40 hours later, you finish the week, or somewhere around 40 hours later, you finish the week, and at some point in the future, you expect to get a check. When you're a business owner, it doesn't always work that way. Sam Walton became the wealthiest person in the world by becoming a business owner. But most people don't know he was offered a great job. He was going to take the job, but he wanted more. He took a risk instead. And he became the wealthiest man in America. And Sam Walton, when he passed on, left a legacy to his family. That's what's great about network marketing. You can leave behind a legacy, but you need to think like a business owner. You may have to work a while to become successful. So what? If it's worth it, and believe me, success in network marketing is worth it. You need to change the way you think, and you will become successful. Well, in our next lesson, we're going to talk about what you need to do to become successful by planting seeds. Your job is not to be a salesperson. Your job is to plant seeds. And guess what? Not all of those seeds will grow. Some of them will. Some won't. So what? Plant more seeds. That's in our next lesson.